you're opening your videos by explaining your process or your backstory before you've given the viewer a reason to care, honey, you have already lost them, okay? But I'm gonna break down 8 universal lessons from a recent client audit that I did actually this morning that will change how you film your next video. And I'm gonna go ahead and call these audit lessons, right? And they're just simple shifts that take a video from just okay to high converting, which is what you want, okay? Now, most creators spend the first 3 minutes of their videos like this. So I was thinking about this while I was getting my coffee, and I decided to start this 30-day series because I really wanted to document my journey and show you guys what I'm working on behind the scenes. Like, stop. And like totally laughing at myself because I have videos here on this channel with me doing that. But you've just spent 3.5 minutes talking about yourself to a viewer who hasn't even decided if they like you yet. We have to keep that in mind. And your high level clients don't have 3 minutes to wait for you to get to the point, which means stop with the branded intros. So instead, I want you to do this. You are losing sales because your tutorials are boring. Here are 3 reasons why and exactly how to fix them, right? You see the difference? Like, one is a diary entry and the other one is a solution. So today I'm going to show you how to apply that same logic to how you hook people, how you actually teach your frameworks, like how you close the sale with authority. Okay, now lesson 1. Start with the viewer's problem, not your process, okay? The first thing we need to change is how you open your videos. And most creators treat their videos like a personal diary, which again, I have done. And they start with like, day 3 of my challenge, or here's what I'm working on today. But here's the thing, your audience, no matter who they are, is making a conscious choice about whether to give you their attention or not. They don't care about your day 3 until they understand why day 3 helps them solve the problem they woke up with this morning. All right. Now, when you lead with your own backstory before you've established why the viewer should stay, you risk them clicking away before you ever even get to the value. Right? So I want you to think of it like walking into a doctor's office, right? You don't want the doctor to start by telling you what he had for breakfast. We don't give a damn, right? You want him to look at your chart and tell you why your arm hurts, okay? Why you keep having these migraines. Your video intro is that chart moment. Now, this doesn't mean you can't talk about yourself or share your journey. I absolutely want you to do that. Personal stories are exactly how you build trust and relatability. And I actually teach you the exact like framework that you can use to weave in your own stories for your personal brand and all the things into your teachings inside of the magnetic channel method, which you can get inside of our premium membership. And right now it's like $7 a month. So get in there. But for the video itself, you have to earn the right to tell those stories by leading with relevance first, right? You have to lead with the tension, the desire, the frustration that they are already feeling. When you lead with their problem instead of your own schedule, you signal immediately that you are an authority who respects their choice to watch you, right? We don't want to take that for granted. Now, lesson 2, specificity is your filter. A lot of videos are technically useful, right? But they don't convert because they sound like they are for everybody. You're not targeting everybody. There is a massive difference between a video being good and a video landing. And when you try to talk to everyone, you end up talking to, you already know it, you talking to no one. Specificity is what creates the resonance, Bookie. It's the difference between a viewer thinking, oh, this is interesting, and a viewer thinking, she is inside my head, honey. She got cameras in my house. Okay? You have to name the person, like their specific struggle and the transformation that they actually want. I think the girl is called this messaging. I see this all the time. Like a creator will have a brilliant strategy, but they frame it so broadly that like their ideal champagne client, they're gonna move right past it, right? Because they're assuming that it's beginner slop, for being honest. And you have to be brave enough to exclude people. So if your video is for the CEO who is overwhelmed by her team, say that. If it's for the creative who can't get her ideas on the paper, say that, right? Being general just creates like scroll past energy or click off energy, but specificity creates the resonance, okay? Now, lesson 3, teaching is not the same as narrating. And this is probably the most important shift for anyone doing like tutorials or like how to content. And so most creators fall into the narrator trap, right? And so they think that because they are talking through what they are doing, that they are teaching. You're not. You're not. You're just providing a play by play, right? And narrating is just saying, first I click this button, then I open this document, then I type this line. Like, honey, if I can see what you're doing on the screen, you don't need to tell me all that. You, you need to tell me that you're doing all that. I need you to tell me why it matters, right? So teaching happens when you help the audience understand the significance, not the sequence. I mean, of course, the sequence matters. But it's the difference between a tour guide who just points at a building and says, that's a church. Look over there, it's a church, right? And a guide who tells you, like, listen, that church was built in 1700s to survive the Great Fire, which is why the walls are 3 feet thick. Like, both of them are technically facts, but one feels more like an insight, okay? Now, your viewer can find facts anywhere, but they come to you for the insight also. So don't just show me like what button you clicked. Tell me why that clicked mattered and what I should learn from it, okay? Now, lesson 4, cut the process, keep the progress, okay? You have to cut anything that moves your process forward but doesn't move the viewer forward. Again, we make these videos for the other people. Now, this is a hard one for creators because we get attached to the work it took to make the video, and I get that, but some moments help you complete the task, but not really for audience engagement. And that's where your videos start to like sag, right? Because if you leave in repetitive transitions and dead space or commentary that doesn't deepen the viewer's understanding, you're leaking authority, Buki, right? Your real-time experience is not your audience's ideal viewing experience. They want the aha moments, not the here's how the sausage is made moments. I believe there's a channel that makes videos like that. So when you cut the fluff and you keep only the parts that create momentum, you aren't just making a shorter video, but you are making a better one that actually respects your viewers' time, which kind of goes back to lesson 1. Now, lesson 5, choose leadership over likability. Now, we're getting into how you actually show up on the camera, okay? Now, a lot of creators think they need to be soft or extra relatable to be liked, right? They hide their expertise because they don't want to seem arrogant or too much, honey. You know how we do over here. Your champagne client isn't looking for a peer to grab coffee with. They're looking for a leader who has already solved the problem they're currently losing their sleep over, right? Now, warmth is great, but warmth without authority won't get them to pull out their credit cards. And that's why you're making these videos, trying to get them clients, right? They need to know that you are the person who can lead them out of the mess. So think of it like a GPS versus a paper map. Ooh, taking it back. A paper map just shows you the world and lets you figure it out. Here, figure out where you gotta turn. A GPS is going to tell you exactly where to turn, how to avoid the traffic, how to get to your destination. Your viewers want the GPS. So stop saying like, I think, and start anchoring your teaching in a framework that works, okay? When you give your method a name, it stops being friendly advice and it becomes a system. It gives the viewer a sense of security because they realize you have a plan. So they don't have to guess anymore, right? And you've won their trust. Now, lesson 6, every demo needs a takeaway bigger than the demo itself, okay? So beyond the big idea, if you're doing a screen share or showing a tutorial, don't let the video stay trapped at the level of, here's what I clicked, right? And we kind of talked about this earlier. Doing a tutorial without a big idea is like showing someone how to use a hammer, but never explaining that they're actually building a house. Right? They might learn how to swing that thing. They swing that thing, but they won't understand the significance of like why they're doing it. So like, why are we swinging this hammer? What are we doing with this? We swinging it. Why? So for example, if I show you how to organize your Google Drive, I'm not just talking about folders and files. I'm proving a bigger point, that your internal mess is what's stopping your external growth. I'm showing you that an organized system creates the mental space you need to actually lead. The tool is just the evidence, but your job is to change what the viewer believes is possible for them once they use that tool. Okay? Now, lesson 7. Strategic content gives that trust a destination. If there is no next step, your content is leaking momentum. Oh my gosh, y'all do this. You can deliver the most brilliant, life-changing tutorial in the world. I do not care. But if you don't tell the viewer what to do with that new clarity, you've only entertained them. And again, you're making these videos to get clients, right? You haven't led them. Good content builds the trust, but strategic content gives that trust a destination, okay? So leaving out a next step is like giving someone a key to a house, but never giving them the address. You have handed them the key to their problem, which is the value, but they're just standing in the street with nowhere. Where did the key go, right? Notice how with all of my videos, I have call to actions. That's why I have low views, but my community is still growing, okay? They have the tool, but no direction. Your job is to give them the address so they can actually go inside and get the results. Okay? You have to be the one to direct the energy you just created, right? Lead, Bookie, lead. Now, lesson 8. Warmth is not the problem. Lack of intention is. Okay? Now, a lot of people walk away from an audit thinking I need to be louder or more high energy, or, thinking that they need to like change their personality or something to keep people's attention. Don't do that to yourself, Bookie. It's a lie. Unless you sound like the teacher from Charlie Brown. Wah, wah. You don't need a new personality. You need sharper framing. You can be the most soft-spoken, calm person on YouTube and still be incredibly commanding if your words are intentional, right? When you structure your thoughts with the viewer's win in mind, rather than just talking until the camera stops, like, you naturally become more magnetic. You don't have to perform expertise when you actually possess it. Come on now. The intention is what your champagne client can feel. They don't need you to be a cheerleader. They need you to be the person who knows exactly why every sentence in this video matters, okay? So, fixing these 8 things is not about changing who you are, okay? It is about respecting your expertise enough to frame it correctly. When you stop just recording content and start leading your audience through a transformation, you stop being just another creator and you start being a category of one. And that one, Bookie, is you. Okay? Now, if you know your expertise is top tier, but your videos are still leaking authority, and then you need a proven structure to lean on, and you already know I got you. Okay? That's exactly why I created the Magnetic Visibility Circle Premium, honey. Inside, you get direct access to the magnetic channel method, which is the exact system for scripting videos that don't just get views, but actually command attention from the right people, okay? And if you want the same level of eyes on your content that I gave in this audit, then this is where you get it, right? Because this video is created from that audit that I gave this morning. And so we don't just guess, okay? We refine your positioning until your videos do the heavy lifting for you. Again, the reason why I can have low views and people are still jumping into my offers. So the link to join us is in the description box below. And now you know how to structure your videos so that the right people actually watch, okay? And we want to make sure that they keep watching, okay? Oh, yeah, because we want the clients. You don't want them to just see one video that you do. You want them to binge watch your expertise until they become raving fans and clients. Okay, so I want you to go watch this video next, where I'm teaching you exactly what to say at the end of your videos to create that Netflix binge watching effect. And I'll show you how to move a viewer from one video to the next so they never want to leave your channel. I'll see you over there.